Welcome to Tiny Piano Club. My name is Becca.
And I'm Durango Jenkins.
And we're going to be talking about gaying and Bibling.
We're going to talk about faith and sexuality.
How does one gay and Bible?
That is an excellent question, Becca. Well, there are usually two places in the Bible that people go to when they're talking about gaying and Bibling, or faith and sexuality. Those would be the Old Testament example of Leviticus 17 or 15, one of those, where it says basically a man shall not lie with another man as he would a woman. This is an abomination. The other one is in Paul's letter to the Romans, where he mentions homosexuality among other sexual diversions. As far as the Levitical code goes, the word abomination in this context is actually a Hebrew word that is used for something like religious impurity, whereas something like that we would understand as sin usually comes with things like social justice. In the New Testament example of Romans, it's a little bit more iffy, but we also have to remember that St. Paul said that people with short hair, if they were women, were leaving their natural veil. And that was a mark of prostitution.
Sorry about it.
Grains of salt.
Quick background on me. I identify as a lesbian, and I came out when I was 17, so like 3 years ago. I grew up in a church where we had some queer members, so I think it came as a shock to some people just because there are a lot of stereotypes associated with queer people, but people were accepting, and in that environment, all you can really ask for is love and acceptance.
Well, I came out my freshman year of college, so that would have been last year. I have grown up among family and close friends who are all religious, who have no problem with it. Certain faith communities that I've been involved with, I haven't ever had a definitive stance on it. During my coming out process, the place that I went and the person that I went to was God and His church. And honestly, that was the most supportive place that I could possibly be.
So one question I was asked when I came out to one of my old youth directors at church in high school was if my sexuality had any sort of negative impact on my relationship with God. And my answer to them was, no, it's actually the opposite, because I just felt so isolated before I even really came to terms with it for myself. There was just a lot of self-hatred before I came out. And when I started praying about it and telling God who I was and who I thought I was, it was the most relieving thing ever. So I think if anything, my relationship with God grew stronger in the years where I was figuring this out about myself, and it's brought me to a more comfortable spot in my faith and my religion where I am today. I don't think I would have been as comfortable as quickly as I was coming out to other people if I hadn't had that long period of time to talk to God first, because I think there just would have been a lot more suppression because I would have been keeping myself from figuring it out, which means I would have kept it from others for longer. So I'm just glad that it helped me become more myself to all the communities I'm a part of faster and earlier in my life, because it's a happier time.
Well, and also for me, the way that I examine it is that every part of my faith, I personally believe that sin is anything that prevents us or harms our relationship with God or harms our relationship with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And examining my sexuality, I have come to realize that if anything, it has strengthened my relationship with God and led me to Him in a more beautiful and full understanding of who I am and who God is as a being.
Before I even came out, the first person I talked to was God, because I had no one else I could talk to other than myself, and that's the most isolating and tiniest I ever felt. No, I felt like I was in a black box, and I'm I gotta tell someone. And
well, the great thing about telling God is that He can be strong while you freak out.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, man. So I know you had an interaction with someone once who said, well, it's okay if you're gay, but you plan to stay celibate, right? Someone actually asked you that, yeah?
Yes, and I think that really does sexuality a great disservice in general, because if you're implying that all that there is to someone's sexuality is who they are physically attracted to, that really, I think, shows a lack of understanding of what it means. I know, at least for me, if the only thing that I had that made me gay was being physically or sexually attracted to men, I would not consider myself gay. But that the emotional connections that I make with men are different than the ones that I make with women. And I have female friends that I love more than anything in the world, but that is different than the way that I feel about other men.
Do you have any advice for any queer people out there who are still closeted but still consider their faith and their religion to be an important part of their life?
I think that one of the most important things is to realize that first off, it's okay, that God loves you, that God is there for you. Once you can fully appreciate this, you can examine those passages in Leviticus, and you can examine those examples in the New Testament, because we can tell you what we believe with these passages. But until you can examine those and believe them for yourself, it's really, really hard to be comfortable with who you are.
Pray about it, even if you're not a prayer normally. I definitely never prayed unless it was organized prayer with my family or at church until I started figuring out who I was in terms of my sexual orientation, and that was the most freeing and most helpful thing for me. So if at this point you feel like there is no one you can talk to about it, talk to God. Seriously. And also, the internet's a great thing. There are so many stories and videos online of people who are queer and who are Christian or Jewish or any religion, and just know that you're not alone. There's so many people who have gone through this, and it doesn't have to be a lonely experience at all. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye! That was the most perfect ending to